Hey there, welcome to Rusty's Late Night Sudoku stream, where we're going to solve two different puzzles tonight. Puzzle number 442, which I'll load up here in just a moment, and puzzle number 448. It's Tuesday, so double the fun on getting puzzles to solve. These are both listed as medium difficulty puzzles, so that does not mean they won't be challenging. They might not be challenging, they might be difficult. They might be sleepers as far as giving us high difficulty when we're not looking for it. We'll see. Had a interesting day today, in the sense of about 2 hours after, no, 4 hours after I went to bed, we lost internet service. I guess it was about 3 hours after I went to bed, maybe 4. In any case, as a result, I was up trying to figure out what was going on, and it looks like my sister-in-law had solved the problem even before I got to it. So, kudos to her on that. And let's see what we can do here. Obviously, you're welcome to punch in and see what you can do with this. Grab a screenshot, start solving it, and post a note with how you did. You're going to be able to do that with the next puzzle too. I'm skipping ones because we got way too many possibilities for that. That's a 2 though. Means one of those is a 2, which means this is a 2. Let's see. That looks like it. I've got 2 pair of 2s to resolve at some point. One's going to be a 3. One of these 2 will be a 3. This one's going to be a 3. One of these 3 will be a 3. We've got 2 possibilities here. 4. 2 possibilities here for 4. 2 possibilities here for 4. A solve of a 4 there. A solve of a 4 there. A solve here. Oops, not there. And one of these 2 is going to be a 4. All right. How about 5? Got 2 highlight for non-highlighting. I got 4 on the board. This is going to be a 5. So is this. And that means one of these 2 will be a 5. Up here I've got 3 possibilities. And 2 possibilities here. Okay, 6s. No 6s are provided. Let's move on to 7s. One of these 2 will be a 7. I've got 3 possibilities here. One of these 2 is going to be a 7. That means down here, that's going to be a 7. We get 2 possibilities up here now. And 3 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here, which makes this one a 7. And that turns that into a 7. This becomes a 7. And that's as far as we can go at this point with 7. How about 8s? 1 8 on the board. Well, one of these two will be an 8, and one of these two will be an 8. Not seeing anything else that looks like an obvious solution for 8s at this point. So on to 9s. Well, this one's going to be a 9. So is this. One of these two will be a 9. Over here, one of these will be a 9. All right, since we narrowed down some things with these fills here, let's see if we got anything better on 1s. Well, one of these two is going to be a 1, meaning that this is a 1. Down to 2 possibilities for a 1 here. Up here, we've got 2 possibilities for a 1 as well. 2 possibilities here, meaning 2 possibilities here as well. Unfortunately, still 3 possibilities here. So let's look at 2s. Nope, just have those 2 places where I've got 2 possibilities. Okay, 3. This column is complete. And we've got a 3 going in up here. And that means one of these two will be a 3. Down here, one of those two are already earmarked as potentially being a 3. So 4. We now have those 2 as possible 4s, and those 2 as possible 4s. Down here, 2 possibilities as well. That's about as far as we can go with that. 5s, we got 2 up there, and 3 possibilities up in this square. 4 possibilities. That was you. Just not including this one here. Down here we've got 3 possibilities. 4, 5. And that's going to do it for 5s at this point. How about a 6? So I've got a 6 on the board. Well, one of these two is going to be a 6. Currently I've got 3 possibilities up here. And that's going to be a 6. Bring that into an 8. This is going to become a 1. Makes this a 1 and this a 1. And here we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of these two will be a 6. This is going to be a 6. One of these two will be a 6. That means one of these two is going to be a 6. And one of these two will be a 6. Still have far too many possibilities up here. I've got 2 possibilities. We are down to 2. All right. 7s. Nope. We're not getting any further advantage there. How about 8? Okay. I've got 3 possible 8s here. 5 possible 8s here. 3 possible 8s here. 4 possible 8s here. 4 possible 8s here. 3 possible 8s here. And again, 3 possible 8s here. So nothing really I can do with 8s there. 9s. We were just down to the two possibilities. All right. Let's see what happens if we do a 6 here. That gives us 1s and 8s here, I believe. This becomes a 6, 8 here, 8 here, 6 and 2, 2 here. One of these two becomes an 8. One of these two becomes an 8. Don't know which yet. We narrowed this one down to wrong end of the board. This becomes a 1 here. 5, 6, and 8 free pair here. Singleton 1 here. This into a 4, becomes a 7. This becomes a 6, 9, 5, 8 here. 4, 8, 6 down here. 8 here, 1 here. That means this is going to be an 8. So 3 here, 8 here. This becomes a 3, 4, 7, 9, and 6. Oop, nope, not a 6. 5. 10 minutes and 46 seconds for the first one. One moment while I log that. And down here we close that. Open a new one. Custom. Turn off the highlighter. Scroll down to 448 in my puzzle listing. And now we can come in over here. We can say that's going to be an 8 as a given. We're putting in the givens here. So how did you do on that first puzzle? When it comes down to it, it really doesn't show a failing to take less time than me or more time than I do. I am definitely not an expert at solving these puzzles. I solve them most of the time, but I don't race through them quite the way some people do. All right. Move that to the center. Hit check. It says it's a good puzzle. Go ahead and grab and see what you can do with the puzzle. I'll wait just a moment. And my turn. I'm going to turn on the highlighter again. One of these two is going to be a 7. Get a 1, 2 possible 2s, 3, how about 4s? 2 possible 4 coming in here, 5. We've got 3, 4 possible 6s, the 2 possible 7s, how about 8s? Looks like all 5 of them have the potential of being an 8. And 9s, I've got 2 possible 9s. They go with the 7s, so we can remove the 2 from there. That's going to be a 2. And that means I've got a 6 and an 8 going into these two as possibility. All right, how about up here? We got a 1. One of these two is going to be a 2. I've got 4 possibilities for 3. The 4 is provided, as is a 5. 6s. One of these 4 is going to be a 6. 7s. Looks like I've got 5 possibilities for a 7. 2 possibilities for an 8. And everything's open for 9s. Let's come over here and see what we can do here. I've got 3 possibilities for a 1. Everything's open for 2. 4 possibilities for 3. Actually, I've got 3 possibilities for 3. We'll get to that in a little bit. 3 possibilities for 4. 5 possibilities for a 5. 6, 7, and 8 are givens, and that gives me 3 possibilities on a 9. And down here, I've got 2 possibilities for a 1. And I can use that up here as leverage for saying those 2 are possibly going to be a 1. 2 possibilities for 2 here. Doesn't help me above. Excuse me. I get a solve and a 3 here. Leaves me with the 3 possibilities for 3 there. 4 here gives me 4 possibilities for 5. 3 possibilities for a 6. 7. 3 possibilities for an 8 as well as a 6. A 9 is already on the board. So coming on down here, we get a 1 already. 4 possibilities for a 2. A 3. 3 possibilities for a 4. I get a solve of a 4 up here. I missed that. That 4 and this 4 block all 4 of these. And then this 4 blocks this one, so that leaves that. And that gives me a 4 down here as well. How about 5s? Do we get anything useful out of 5s? Not down here, it looks like. I've got 5 possibilities. We are down to 4 possibilities here, but yeah. All right. 6s. I've got 2 places that I can put a 6 here. There or there. Got a 7 given, so now we're on to 8. Got 5 possibilities for an 8. And 5 possibilities for a 9. All right. We get to solve a 1 here. We get a 2. This one's going to be a solve for a 3. That means one of these two is going to be a 3. Got a 4 as a given. 2 possibilities for a 5. 6 is a given. And 3 possibilities for a 7. Likewise, 4 possibilities for an 8. And as well for a 9. We'll see if we get something out of that shortly. Down here, I've got 3 possibilities for a 1. 2 possibilities for a 2, which leverages up over here. We now have two possibilities for a 2 here. Got a 3 as a given. Two possibilities for 4. And everything's open for 5. 6 is provided here. Oh, that can't be a 4, so that's a 4. I got 3 possibilities for a 7. 5 possibilities for an 8. And also 5 possibilities for a 9. Over here we get 2 possibilities for a 1. 2, 3, 4 are given. 3 possibilities for a 5. A 6 is solved here, so now I've got 2 possibilities for a 5. A 7, and 3 possibilities for an 8. That's going to affect availability of 8 down here as well, but not enough yet. Up here, we've now got 3 possibilities for 1. Oh, hey, that reminds me, I've got 2 possibilities for 1 down here now. So yeah, 3 possibilities for 1. 4 possibilities for 2. How about 3? 2 possibilities for 3. 4's here. 3 possibilities for 5, because these 2 are going to block that. No, 2 possibilities for 6. 3 possibilities for 7. Got the 8 here, and 5 possibilities for a 9. All right, so all of these can potentially be an 8. All 3 of these get to be potentially an 8. So we got 1s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 possibilities on a 7. 8, and 5 possibilities on a 9. All right, we're back. Okay, we're locked in here. Both of these are doubles, meaning you pick one of them, the other one solves itself. Pick one of them here, the other one solves itself. Up here, got a 1, pair of 2s, pair of 8, pair of 3s, 4 and 5. 3 possibilities for a 6. 5 possibilities for a 7. We got the 8s. And 6 possibilities for a 9. Cutting that down a little bit. This one's going to be a 9. That makes this into a 2. And this becomes, what's missing here? It looks like 5. So one of these 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get a 6 in one of these 2, making this one into an 8. That turns this into a 5. One of these 2 will be an 8. Kind of locks things up a little bit there, but it does mean that this cannot be a 6. This is going to be a 6. All right. So now we've got, in this square, 1 given, pair of 2s possible, 3 given, 4 learned, 4 possible 5s, 6 given, no, learned. 7 given, 2 possible 8s, and 2 possible 9s there. Means this can't be a 2, that's a 2, this becomes a 5. That means that up here, one of these two is going to be a 5. We've got the 1s. With the 5s, one of them is going to be a 2. Means that a 3 is going to be one of these two. See if that comes in handy soon. Along the way, though, we have identified that this is going to be a 5. So what have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One of these two is going to be a 7. I've got all 3 possibilities for 8s and 9s. Okay. Did we solve anything over here yet? Doesn't look like it. We know one of these two is going to be a 1 already. The other one of these two is going to be a 2. We've got a 3 and a 4. This one's going to be a 5. We got somewhere. And that turns this into a 5. We got 6 here already. One of these two is going to be a 7. We've got 4 possibilities for an 8. And those same 4 possibilities can be a 9. How about up here? Well, we know this one has 2 possibilities, a 1 and a 2. Because that's all that's missing, and that's what's down here. So one of these two is a 3. Got a 4, 5. One of these 3 is a 6. No, one of these 2 is a 6. I do have 3 possibilities of a 7, though. An 8. And 4 possibilities for a 9. Okay. Coming back over here, we've got a pair for 2, pair for 3, 4 or 5 given. Let's see. 3 possibilities for 6, 5 for 7, 2 for 8, and 3 for 9. Okay. Let's see what happens if I start plugging in numbers that seem reasonable. Get on here, say this is a 1, turn that into a 2, that becomes a 2. Doesn't help us with the 1s per se here. We still have 2 possibilities. We can make those. 2 possibilities for 3, 4, 5, 2 for 6, 2 for a 7, an 8, and 3 for a 9. So we'll see if we get any better down here now. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Pair for 7. 3 options on 8. And 3 options on 9. So not a lot of help there. What do we got here? We got the 1, pair for 2, pair for 3, 4, 5. And still 3 possibilities for 6. does look like we changed 3 possibilities for 7, pair for 8, and 3 possibilities for 9. We've eliminated this possibility being a 5, so that's a 2. This becomes a 5. That makes this into a 2. 8, 8. 9, 9, 9. 7, 7, 7. 6, 6, 6. 5, 4, 3, 3. 2, and 1. Okay. Let's do that same trick down here with what's left. It looks like this one can be either 8 or 9. That goes for here as well. And let's go ahead and mark them all. Okay, this one can't be a 8. No, it cannot be an 8. Because of the 8 ones here, or 8 and 1 here. 1, 6, 1, 6. How about 3s? Okay, 3s go over here, 4, 5. There's the 2, 7, 7. 8, 9. Oh, not an 8. That is... Oh, because that's an 8. Possible 9 there. Possible 9 there. Okay, this one can potentially be a 9, as well as these 2. All of these can be a 7. We've got 3 possibilities for a 6. 5, 4. 2 possibilities for 3, a 2, and a 1. Okay. That kind of maxes everything out, doesn't it? All right. So let's go here and try 1 and 8. Turns this into a 6, this into a 6, 1 here. This becomes a 7. 8, 9, 8, 9 means not a 9 up here, 6, 3 pair. Turns this into an 8, 7, 9 pair. This one down here became a 9 now, with an 8 over here, meaning this one up here becomes an 8. This becomes a 7 and a 9 here. 8 and 9 here. Makes this into a 3, a 7 here, and a 9 here. Down here we get a block. So, pair of 7 possibilities. So we're going to swap the 8 and the 1 here. Let me undo everything and see if that works. So that becomes 8, a 1 here. That turns this into a 6. 8 down here, 6 here, 1 here. And that did not give me anything really beneficial. Except I now know this is going to be a 6 because I've got a pair of 7 9s in the column. That turns this into a 1, 3, and 7. Turns this into a 3 and a 9 here with an 8 coming in here. 7, 3, 9, 6. So 1 over here. 7 here. 9 and 8. Turns that into a 9. This becomes a 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, and 9. Solved. 20 minutes and 33 seconds for this puzzle. Again, how did you do? Go ahead and post a comment with what your times were or whether you solved them. If they're too difficult, that's an option. Do be aware that if you're on Blue Sky, and it's free to join, you can follow the Sudoku Store, and they publish the collections of puzzles that I'm using to provide posts and puzzles to solve. They're the feed for the stream they're the primary feed for the stream. I also do posts or puzzles that people post as minor challenges. Nobody's really trying to post an impossible Sudoku or anything as far as I've been able to see. If they are, okay, I'll see what I can do in the future. In any case, I want to say thanks for joining and saying hi, stopping by, leaving a comment, leaving a like or unlike, or if my voice is really lousy, just let me know about it. You can even unlike the video and tell me that my voice is lousy. Things like that happen. Appreciate it. Take care.